And if you start it again. Oh, and if you have friends say, well, what's up with you? You're not talking to me. You're not, just say, blame it on me. Say, this Monique, she has me on this thing for 30 days. I can't complain. It's her fault. You got to go call her, talk to her, and you tell her you want to complain with it. Yeah, go complain to her about not complaining. Blame it on me, so I'll deal with it. But yeah, that's incredibly important. Okay. Oh, overall wish list. So what I ask everybody to do is to create a wish list of 100 things that you would like to create for yourself in your life. Whether it's, going to Fiji or Bali or getting a feather boa. I mean, if it's just as simple as that, or learning taking singing lessons. What are the 100 things that you want to do before you leave this planet? Start creating that wish list. And as they start to come to fruition, start crossing it off. But keep an ongoing wish list of 100 things that you would like to create in your lives. I think it's really important. And one thing I find, and some people disagree with me on this, when I'm creating a new project, and I'm always creating new projects, I really don't tell people about it until it's coming to fruition. Or if I do tell people about it, I'm really careful about who I tell, because I look at it as a newborn baby, and I don't want other people's fears, their stuff, their experiences, their whatever on it, unless I know it's absolutely 110% positive, and they're supporting me in moving forward into that dream and that vision. I don't run around telling people, oh, I'm doing blah, 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 and la, 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 until all this stuff is actually in motion. I remember years ago I was buying a house, and at that time, you would have thought, there's no way Monique can buy a house at this moment. How is she going to buy a house? Well, all I knew is that I didn't want to pay X amount of dollars in rent anymore, and I was in the middle of a divorce, and I was going to take the money that I had and funnel it into buying a house. That's all I knew. And that's what I stay focused on. My husband at the time knew I was going to do it, and my best friend in Shreveport, Louisiana knew I was going to do it. And that's only people that knew. And before you knew it, I met this mortgage broker who worked special deals with people getting a mortgage. And I mean, one thing connected the dot. Within 2 months, I was buying this. I mean, it was a done deal. I bought the house. And it's really important to get clear on specifically, what do you want, right? Be very specific. Why do you want what it is you say you want? Why? Why did I want to buy a 3-bedroom, 2-bath house with a big backyard? And I wanted the bedroom and one of the bedrooms and the bathrooms to be completely separate from the house. Why not 2-bedroom, 1-bath? Why big backyard? I wanted a big backyard because I wanted my dogs to have a big place to play. I wanted it to be 3-bedroom, 2-bath because I wanted 1 bedroom to be for me, 1 as an office space, and 1 either as a separate rental area or an area that I would teach workshops in. It had to be 2-bath because 1 bath would be for me, 1 would be for either that rental situation or whatever it was. And I wanted to buy a house because I thought it would be a smart investment. And I wanted to do it because at that time, it was a great challenge to do something like that, and it would look like there's no way that this could possibly be done. And I always like to push myself beyond the seemingly impossible. And literally, I told the very first workshop that I ever taught, there were 5 people in that workshop, and I said to them, they didn't know I was buying a house. So I said, for example, if you want to buy a 3-bedroom, 2-bath house. So I was very clear. I gave them that example, and I told them why I wanted to do it and then how it would feel to have it come to fruition. And literally within that workshop, 8 weeks later, we were sitting in that house. So it did come to fruition. It's really important, you guys. What do you want? Why do you want it? How's it going to feel to get it? It's incredibly important to be really specific about that. Okay. Set dates. Set dates. When do you want to accomplish what it is you say you want to accomplish? A week from now? A year from now? When is it? When is it that you would like to have these things begin to come to fruition for you? So be really clear. You can leave it out to some ambiguous thing, but I believe in clarity. Also be open to change. Be open to maybe there's another way that the universe is bringing you your good. So you might think that your good's supposed to be coming from this direction, but you don't realize that way over here in this other area is what you're really wanting. So be open to all possibilities in your creating process, and be open to accepting all possibilities of how this situation is going to manifest. Okay, and then I always say God is our source and supply. The universe is my source and supply, not people. Do you know, I think that if I think for a moment I've got to go get XYZ client, or I have to go and get this stuff done, or I have to do whatever, then I'm thinking that I'm in control of this entire situation, and that is so small of me to think that way. It's such, my little, I don't want to say little, but my brain can think largely, but the universe can think way bigger. Do you see? So I say the universe is my source and supply. And that's why connecting in with the breath is incredibly important, because I'm putting my mind in with that universal mind. I'm hooking myself up into the universal mind, and I'm connecting in, and I get answers that are beyond anything that I've ever imagined before. Do you know? So it's really, really powerful stuff. What I want to do for a couple of minutes, I want to ask you guys, do you have any questions right now? Any thoughts or questions or anything I've been talking about that anything that you may be even feeling stuck in your own life and needing a little guidance on or something like that? I'd love to answer for you. Any career? Yeah.
Yes. My career is teaching yoga.
Yeah.
And I have dream, and I set it, all my dreams, and I know what I want, but I won't go forward. I'm stuck. It seems that every time I move forward and I see that I'm going, then something stops me and I go backward. It's not the backward, I feel the result and I see that I'm going forward next time. But sometimes I feel that it's time to move forward, but I don't know what is I'm missing. What is the key there that I'm not seeing to undo it, to open the door or something, to walk inside to the new place.
Okay. I won't go into specifics with you in your life on TV right now, but I will just say to look at these areas. Grief, loss, and resentment are blocks to our prosperity. So if you've had a lot of loss in your life, or if you've had any resentments keep us stuck in the past, and we cannot hear our direction in the moment right now. We cannot hear what our next step is. So we really need to heal any grief and resentments. A resentment is literally like driving a car and you're looking in your rearview mirror and you're driving your car. I mean, it's impossible. You're going to run into the next thing that would prevent, you from moving forward. Also, too, it's important to look at whose voice are we taking on in our head and thinking it's our own voice. Is there somebody's voice that I'm giving free rent to in my head? Do you know whether does that make sense to you? It does. Do you want to share with us what that might be, or you don't have to?
No, it's true. I think it's me.
Okay.
I resist it.
It's you what?
I have that voice. I have two voices.
You have two voices going on.
Mm-hmm.
It's really important to take a look at what is that voice. Whose voice is it? Because I guarantee you it's coming from somewhere. It's not something you created. It's something that was created a long time ago from somebody else who implanted that little seed, and it just gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And I think things get bigger and bigger. Those voices get louder and louder in our heads because it's an opportunity for growth. It's time to take a look and have a look at what's going on and what's happening. So, I would ask you to start writing down those voices, gaining clarity on what is running you, what voices are running you. And then you write down the exact opposite. Because the exact opposite of that voice is what you really want in your life. And then it's about taking those actions that are going to support you in that new voice. But it has to be a conscious decision to have a new voice in place, and a conscious decision to stop the negative voices. We have to consciously decide and become aware. Awareness of how we're running our lives is crucial. It's so important. And we don't even realize all the mind chatter that's going on constantly in our lives. And we are living our lives through this mind chatter. And it could be, I'll give you an example. My grandmother, she was from Mississippi. And I believe you're either a Southern belle or a Southern... Okay, I can say it. It's the internet. Southern bitch. I just said it. So there. So I do. And I really think you're either got that politeness or you're really tough as nails. And my grandmother was not a Southern belle. Okay, and she was really tough and really hard. And I remember her years ago when I was in college, and I said to her, I said, Grandmother, now her name was Word, W-O-R-D. My granddad used to say, it's true. We have my grandmother Word, we have her daughter Word, and then there's Word the third. So there's 3 words in our family, which is true. Shows where I come from. Anyway, I know it's wild. But so my grandmother Word said, I said, Grandmother, I said, I want to become an attorney. And she said to me, now, Monique, she goes, now, women from the South do not become attorneys. We become school teachers. Go get a little job at the public library and, et cetera. And thank God I'm pretty feisty, and I was like, going to go do my own thing. But see, her father had taught her, because my grandmother really wanted to be an attorney. And her dad said to her, now, Word, women in the South don't become attorneys, they become school teachers. My grandmother ended up getting something like 7 PhDs, okay? I mean, she was a really smart woman. But she just passed on to me what was passed on to her. Do you see? And so we have to really take a look at what voices are running us, and are they valid, or are they someone else's fears? Are they someone else's experience? And it's important to take a look at all of that. Really crucially important. So, Grandmother Word, I hope she's well somewhere in life. But are there any other questions? No?